Hey guys, welcome back to our video here. Today we're going to be making another dessert imposter. And we're going to be making tacos. Unfortunately, it isn't Taco Tuesday, but it's okay. We can have tacos any day of the week, even Dessert Imposter Tacos. So let's get started. 3, 2. So first we gotta preheat our oven to 350 degrees. First thing we're gonna do is melt our butter with our chocolate chips. We're going to add in our 2 sticks of butter into our bowl. Then here we have 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, which, by the way, you can switch them out for milk chocolate chips or dark chocolate chips, whichever you prefer. Chocolate is chocolate. Only need to add in a portion of this because we're going to add in the other portion later. So let's just go ahead and add it. Alright, now we're going to microwave it in the microwave in 30-second intervals. Let's go! Now that the butter's melted, we're going to let it stand for 3 minutes before mixing. Alright, it's been 3 minutes, so we're going to mix it. And mix until the chocolate is completely combined with the butter until it's nice and smooth. Alright, now that it's nice and smooth, we're going to add in our white sugar. That was 1.5 cup. A 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to add in 3 eggs. And then we're going to add in a tablespoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of salt. And mix until completely combined. Now that it's combined, we're going to add in our 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. So we're nice and chocolatey. And then mix till you have a nice batter. But make sure you don't overmix. A good way not to overmix, since we're adding in some chocolate chips, you can mix it and then stop until there's still a little bit of streaks of flour, but not too much. And then once there's the streaks of flour in there, you can add in your chocolate chips and then finish mixing it as you incorporate your chocolate chips to ensure that you don't overmix it. Alright, here I have a baking pan. It's an 8-inch. And and I've sprayed it with some baking spray and put some parchment paper in there. And then now we're just going to add in our brownie batter. Fill it 2/3 of the way full. You don't want to underfill it, but you don't want to overfill it, because if you overfill it, then it will bake unevenly. Alright, here I have it into my pan. Now we're going to bake it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. You know it's done when you stick in a toothpick and there's a little bit of residue because it's fudgy, but you don't want there to be too much or it will be raw. While our brownies are in the oven, we're going to be making a crepe for the tortilla. To make our crepe, we're going to combine 1.5 cups milk, 1 tablespoon of melted butter, 2 eggs, a tad of vanilla, and we're going to mix it until combined. Alright, now we're going to gradually add in our flour. We're adding it in a little at a time to ensure there's no lumps. And don't forget to add in your 2 tablespoons of sugar and pinch of salt. Part about this crepe recipe is that it doesn't have to be refrigerated, so we can get started cooking right away. Alright, first we're going to get a little bit of butter and melt it on the pan so that our crepes don't stick. Then we're going to add in about 1/4 cup of our crepe batter and just move it around the pan until it's all around. Finally finished making my crepes. I wasn't able to get any perfect pieces, but I got pieces big enough to work with. Here, I have a pan of oil that I'm letting heat up because we're going to be frying. So, to make the tortillas, because this was only step 1 of making tortillas. Step 2 is cutting it into the shape. Here I have a cup and I'm just gonna cut it out. And here I have a nice little circle. And then I'm just going to put this to the side while I'm waiting for this to heat up, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Alright, I finished cutting out my circles for the tortillas, and I even cut out some triangles that I can fry for chips. Before we fry, I have a little hack. So our little circles here, if we fry it like this, then it will just be in a flat circle. We don't want that. We want it to be in the shape of a tortilla. Even if we put it like this and fry it, it'll still not stay in its shape. So I have an idea. Here I have some toothpicks, and we put it into the shape and then put it in the toothpick. As you can see, and then just put that little space in between. And here we have a nice little taco shape. And now we're just going to carefully fry away. Make sure you don't overcrowd your pan. And fry till nice and crispy.
One eternity later.
And here are my finished tortilla shells. Don't they look so realistic? Now for the tortilla chips. All you're going to do is fry them just like you fry your taco shells. And once they're done, you're going to dust them in your cinnamon sugar. I just pat dried them just a little bit so that it isn't too greasy. Alright, now that we've made our taco shells and our taco meat, we're going to make our toppings. For our first topping, we're going to be making salsa. Really? To make our salsa, we're going to get some strawberries. And we're going to cut our strawberries into little cubes. Okay, here's our strawberries. I cut about 4 strawberries. And so now you're going to add in about a teaspoon of sugar. And mix it really well. And here we have our salsa. And you're just gonna put it in the fridge and just let it sit and let all the juices come out. And until you're ready to use it. Alright, the next topping we're gonna make is some diced onions. For the diced onions, I just have some mini marshmallows, another bowl, a little tiny cup, some kitchen scissors or shears, and this Ed's Food Safe paintbrush. So to make our mini marshmallows, we're just gonna get our little mini marshmallow, and then we're just gonna get our food scissors and just cut them in half. And here we have our onions for our tacos. The final step of our taco toppings is some cilantro, because who doesn't want some cilantro? So here I have some mint leaves, and I'm just gonna grab a few leaves. I love the smell of mint, so good. Now we're just going to stack them on top of each other. Just slice it up into pieces. So what I like to do is, this is how I cut my basil as well. If you see any of my other cooking videos, you see how I cut my basil. I just roll it and cut it into thin little slices. And then I just like to cut it up a little bit more. And here you have some little mint pieces for your cilantro. If you want to make a small little decoration for the side of your tacos, here's what you can do. Here I just have some fondant and a lightly powdered sugared surface, and I'm just going to divide my dough into two parts, one part being bigger than the other. Now we're going to get some green food coloring, and we're just going to dye it a dark green. You can find the recipe for this fondant on my YouTube. Make sure to go check it out. Now we're going to dye the other one a lighter green. Now we're going to make it look like a lime. To make it look like a lime, here I have the dark green fondant, and I have this texture sheet that I can roll it out to give it texture. But if you don't have that, you can give it texture by with a fork or a little toothpick. So we're just going to roll it into a little ball, and then put it onto the texture sheet, and then flatten it a little bit. And then right here I have a rolling pin specifically for fondant, and it has these little stoppers, or whatever these are called, little stoppers on them. Not really sure what they're used for, but we're just going to roll it out, and hopefully it works. I can't wait to see how it will turn out. Alright, and here we go. And so now I'm just gonna attempt to peel this off. My number 2 of using this texture sheet for my lime, it didn't really work out because it stuck, so I'm gonna use the other side. And I'm actually gonna spray it with some cooking spray because I've seen it in a video.
Super genius.
Kid. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at that. Look at that. We got it. It worked, you guys. Second time's a charm, right? So we did that. So now we're just gonna like put that to the side. And here we have our light green. Like, we're gonna make it look like a lime. So I'm gonna cut it in half. And I'm going to kind of shape it into a little lime wedge shape or whatever. And then just kind of doing it on the shape and just kind of making it look like a lime, you know? I have never done this before. I usually don't have the best luck when it comes to fondant, but it usually turns out okay in the end. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. All right, and then here's our little piece. Now I'm just gonna use the knife to put like lines to give it like that lime texture. And then we're gonna get our dark green and I'm just gonna put it on there. I'm making a fondant lime. It is kind of working, but I'm not sure if it looks like a lime. I'm gonna have to use this texture sheet again. Okay, here's my lime. Don't laugh, guys. Here's my lime. Doesn't really look like a lime. This will kind of just throw it off a little bit. But you know what? I tried, and that's what's important. So I'm gonna use it. Alright, we have all of our stuff ready and it's finally time to put it together. So here we have our taco shells, brownie, our salsa, our onions, cilantro, and here we have our lime. And so now it's time to put it together. To put this together, we're going to take one of our fried crepes. We're just gonna open it up a little bit. And then here I have my brownie. And then I'm just going to get some like pieces. Very fudgy, delicious. And just gonna get some pieces and it will kind of look like ground beef. Let's add that in there. And now let's finish it off with a little bit of cilantro, yeah. And here's our taco. Hey guys, it looks so real. I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest and I'll see you when I'm done. Ta-da! And here is my Dessert Imposter Tacos. I'm so happy with the way they turned out. If you guys try it, make sure to tell me how it turned out in the comments down below. I know it's a lot of steps, but it's worth it for such a great looking product at the end. Don't forget to check out my YouTube and TikTok, and make sure to like my videos and tell your friends about them. Well, see you guys next time. Bye!